Alright, now this one I'm super excited for, and y'all know why. So here we have Starlight Glimmer and most of her friends, with the exception of Spike as well. I mean, they do get along nicely, and they were in an episode together. But anyways, so this is kind of like a nice callback to the season 6 finale. Only except Thorax is missing. I don't know if one day I might make Thorax or not, but who knows. But what really matters is that I have Starlight, Trixie, Discord, and Spike. These four look awesome together. And these are some of my all-time favorite characters in the show. I think that's self-explanatory, but I'll still talk about them and their models right here. Alright, so the season 6 finale was truly a great way to end series 6, my favorite series. And I do think to this day that this could have been a nice ending to the series as a whole. Now, what I will say is, I'm happy that the show ended on a high note in the last problem, with Twilight being the new ruler of Equestria. However, I've already explained that I miss the good old days where Starlight was Twilight's pupil. But anyways, without wasting any more time, let's go over these guys. And the two girls. Alright, starting off, we have Twilight's sidekick and partner in crime, Spike the Brave and Glorious. And if you're wondering why he's called that, it's because he saved the Crystal Empire. Twice. But yeah, I know, people have said that Spike is their favorite character. Most of my subscribers and commenters did say that, but I know a lot of people are going to have their own say on who their favorite character of My Little Pony is. But anyways, so I gotta say, I think Spike came out very nicely, and at least he's not doing the T-pose. So I actually found, the 3 files where Spike just has his normal hands. But his overall design, he looks accurate to the show. He's so small and cute. The reason why I love Spike so much is because, he's one of the funniest characters on the show. I think he's mainly just the comic relief with all the stuff he says. Now, he does contribute somewhat to the show. Whenever, Spike is the main character, I think he has some of the best moments. And he's funny as always, but there's some other moments where I actually like his character and, what he does. Basically, making friends with Thorax and watching over Canterlot while Twilight's asleep. And, other things. And there was one point where he was jealous of Aloysius and he wanted to, get rid of him. Yeah, every time Spike appears in an episode or wherever he's, involved in an episode, he always cracks me up with everything he says. But I still think he has a great character development overall. Now, I know some people aren't the biggest fan of when Spike gets the butt of the joke. When he, gets the low end of the stick as well. But what people like to call Spike torture, when he, trips over something or something else happens to him. Well, I do respect that. I just still think Spike's pretty comedic overall. And sometimes he does have his, moments in the show where he has his times to shine. And also, while I have Spike here, I should also, throw this in as a bonus. So, I did recently watch the episode Meltdown where Spike gets his wings, and I gotta say, this is a nice addition. He kind of looks like Spyro the Dragon, as Trevor said in his top 6 favorite My Little Pony characters video. And Spike is one of his favorite characters as well, and I can definitely see why. Again, not much else to add about Spike, so I won't go too in-depth. Still wondering if Symbiote Studios is going to, release him at some point. But let me know what you think of Spike. Whether you like him or hate him. If you hate him, I respect your opinion. And do you prefer Spike with or without his wings? Let me also know in the comments below. Alright. And then we have Discord. Now, recently, after watching Season 8, I'm not so sure, if Discord has gone downhill or not, because, Discord in the first, like, 6 seasons he was introduced, like, okay, what I will say is I wasn't a fan of when he was first introduced, because, like, I hate the fact that Discord's used to be a villain. Now, if you like Evil Discord, I respect your opinion, then I know that they probably based him off of Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls, if I'm guessing. But he used to corrupt Twilight's friends and have them all, like, become depressed so that way he can take over Equestria. But thanks to Twilight, they all managed to turn Discord back into a stone. And what I like even more is that in Season 3, there's an episode where Fluttershy has to, like, make Discord redeem himself, which he ends up pulling off. And I love the dynamic that Discord and Fluttershy have together. It's so cute. And what I will say is that I love Discord's design. I like the fact that he's voiced by John Delancey. He does a great job. And I love how funny and hilarious Discord is, like, since he's so chaotic. And he does a bunch of random stuff. Like, now, this is mainly just, like... Okay, Discord's, like, 3D models actually based off of the Funko, like, mini version of Discord on Thingiverse. But I just, like, shrunk it down. Now... Oh. And also... Okay, he keeps falling over. I had to, like, split Discord in half and then glue the halves together, as you can tell by that little gap. But I don't think anything too major broke off of him. Like, he's very fragile, which is what I don't like about the 3D printing Discord. Now, I don't understand, like, why most small things are just fragile, but that's besides the point. He still has a cool design. I like his little goatee. He looks like an experiment gone wrong, like he was created in a science lab. But anyways, now, I saw A Matter of Principles, and to be honest, I think it ruined Discord for me. Because Discord normally doesn't usually cause this much trouble. Even for Starlight Glimmer, these two have, like, worked together to, like, defeat Queen Chrysalis. I can't believe that they would actually contradict that and regress Discord. And people say that Season 9 made him even worse because he brought back all the villains to attack Twilight just to boost her confidence. And now I'm starting to, like, wonder, like, if I even want to watch Season 9 or not. I mean, Season 8's already weak, aside from, like, 3 great episodes. I won't spoil them yet, because I want to, like, save those for a surprise. And I know I might have a few hot takes for Season 8, but I want to save those for later. And I want to try to explain as best I can. But anyways, that's a different topic for a different day. Anyways, overall, I think Discord's a pretty cool guy. He used to be cool in Seasons 2 through 7, although I'm only a little bit skeptical about how they'll handle him later on. If they might possibly ruin his character. Because I don't want to hate Discord. I think he was funny in, like, Seasons 3 through 7. Again, being so random and chaotic, saying all this nonsensical stuff, and having a cute dynamic with Fluttershy. I know people aren't the biggest fan of Discord overall, even if he has his good moments, but I still love him nonetheless. At least I'm hoping that they don't ruin his character. Alright, now, the big two. Starlight and Trixie. Y'all know how much I love these girls so much. I'll save Starlight for the very last, because, like, y'all know I'm the biggest fan of Starlight Glimmer. But here's Trixie. Again, she's the most adorable unicorn in my opinion. Like, I think she was, like, the second pony I had a crush on. The first one being Fluttershy. Yeah, she has a cute design. I love her periwinkle blue color. Her mane is one of the, like, cutest ones I've seen. Now, I did try to give Trixie, like, the more, like, determined / like, egotistical expression. Since, remember, Trixie, like, used to be, like, jealous of Twilight and wanted to, like, prove that she's better. Now, Trixie's a little bit misunderstood because most people, like, say that she was evil in Season 3. But that's only because she wore the soul-sucking evil amulet. And what I find interesting is that when she, like, returned after Season 3, she did apologize to Twilight, but she was still a bit egotistical when she met Starlight and wanted to use her against her. That's all what I found interesting. And I do think Trixie has nice redemption arc as well, where she no longer is like, where she has come to terms with being second best, as Starlight said, and just like being good friends with her. However, like in season 7 onwards, the friendship gets tested, where they both annoy each other and like get on each other's nerves, and Trixie ends up making Starlight really angry, which is kind of interesting. And it just like make their dynamic a little bit funner, because like they were good friends in season 6. However, like I think the show wanted to like tell us that like not all relationships are perfect. And yes, that's true. Sometimes friends will get into heated arguments, but they will always get back together. And that's true with Starlight and Trixie. But yeah, I don't know like what else to add, because like I can't say it enough times, but like what has been said about Trixie that hasn't been said already, you know? So yeah, if you like Trixie, please tell me in the comments below. I know Mr. Incredibirdie does, and he also inspired me to get the Trixie Lululemon plush. And the Symbiote Studios Trixie right here is halfway complete. I'm just waiting for us to like finish like the hat. But I do love how the cape turned out. All right. And finally, we have Starlight Glimmer in all of her like glimmering glory. So now I've already talked about Starlight many times on my channel. Like you all know like my love for this character. Like you all know that Starlight has really been a big inspiration to me. Let me explain. So now Starlight has been the first character to introduce me to My Little Pony. Like you can literally thank this character for like making me a fan in the first place. Like this right here, this is the reason why I'm a fan of My Little Pony, if you couldn't guess. And you might be wondering, like, how did Starlight, like, get me through all the times? Because, like, Starlight used to be a villain, and she used to steal everyone's cutie marks. Well, yes, it was true. Starlight used to be a villain. But she changed for the better at the end of Season 5 with the help of Twilight Sparkle. And ever since when I first watched Season 6, I've always been attached to Starlight. And, like, watching Season 6 at its fullest now makes me appreciate this franchise even more, because, like, I think Season 6 has a beautiful story. It starts off with Starlight's redemption arc beginning for the first time. We're introduced to, like, Shining Armor and Canes' new baby, Flurry Heart. And the show just continues as normal after that. We just get introduced to, like, a bunch of slice-of-life stories. The main 6 going through their everyday lives, as usual. Going on these crazy adventures. You know how My Little Pony goes. Basically, seasons 1 through 2 were a slice of life. Seasons 3 onwards was like adventurous type. And I think the show has gotten better and better overall since the show started to acknowledge its fans and make the show even better. And I think Starlight Glimmer is what the show needed. Because, like, if Starlight didn't exist, I think seasons 5 through 7 would have, like... seasons 5 through 9 would have, like, gone downhill. But yeah, I still think Starlight Glimmer is an awesome character. And the reason why, like, she's an inspiration to me is because she has been through a lot of struggles in her life. And her main goal is to, like, be a better person and want to, like, be more mature and not be a villain anymore. And that's what I love. She's also, like, scared of being evil. Like, one of her biggest, like, phobias is, like, going back to being a villain and losing respect in everyone. And that's the reason why she doubts herself. And I also love how scared she is, like, when she has to, like, learn something new and get out of her comfort zone. I know, like, that's not, like, the best feeling for a character to have, but there have been, like, a lot of characters who had a sad backstory and a great character development. Like, take a look at Jessie from Toy Story 2, for example. She had a sad backstory where, like, her kid basically, like, donated her off and put her in a small little box. And ever since then, she has gained claustrophobia, being afraid of enclosed spaces. But with the help of like Woody, he was able to give Jessie a new home in the loving care of Andy, where she can make a bunch of new friends and like not have to worry about enclosed spaces. That already is a pretty sad, tragic story, and it has a great character with a great character arc. And there have been a lot of shows where a character like has development, and Starlight is no exception. She went from being like super evil to now being more scared and timid to now being more mature and confident in season 7 onwards. That is a great character development right there, and it perfectly like sums up who Starlight is. Not to mention Starlight has a cute design. Now, if you were to like tell me back then like who had the better design in season 5, I would say Trixie, because Starlight had a really ugly design back then until they changed it. And I gotta say, Starlight is already one of my favorite like miniature models I've made, because like the hair swoop on both sides and the like curvy tail at the back, and the fact that she's a purple pony. And again, I personally have the same goal as Starlight, because I want to be more mature as a person. Because when I was a little kid, I used to act out all the time, and I used to like have like a lot of like moments where I act out, and like I'm sure a lot of kids have been the same as well, where they all used to start out as spoiled brats, but like grow up to be more mature. Now, I'm sorry if I'm bringing that up, but I'm just trying to like explain as best as I can, because like again, life isn't perfect. At one point, we're going to have a sad moment in our lives, but we just have to push through. And yes, Starlight has gone through a lot of tough times, like having to reunite with Sunburst, like making friends with someone who wants to be better than the person that she's trying to like learn from. Because yes, Twilight Sparkle used to be Starlight's mentor, and Trixie was against Twilight back then. So it's kind of no surprise that Trixie would try to like use like Twilight's protege and pupil to like win against her. That alone is just like shocking to me. And it just makes Starlight's journey like the more like harrowing. And I gotta say, I love how Starlight Glimmer stands up to Queen Chrysalis, admitting what she did was wrong. And like telling Chrysalis personally that this is not the way to like be a good leader. Like a real leader doesn't force her subjects to deny who they are, as Starlight Glimmer has said to Chrysalis. And I do love the fact that Starlight tried to like get Chrysalis to redeem herself, but Chrysalis denied that, and they became sworn enemies ever since. And again, like, I understand that Starlight may try to like avoid the stuff she doesn't want to do, but can you really blame her? Like, if I was in a situation like this, of course I would be nervous, like, because I'm sure that there's one thing that people are afraid of, like, no one's immune to being scared. And at one point, like, when people get older, they're gonna have like anxiety and stuff, and that's gonna like cause all of us to like be challenged with our lives. Like, if you've ever had like anxiety, please tell me in the comments below. Again, I'm sorry if I'm bringing it up, but yeah, still, I think that's what makes Starlight Glimmer the more interesting character, like being so scared and shy. Now, they did give her anger problems like in season 7, but she was already angry when she was a villain, so this was really no surprise. But there are like a lot of moments where like Starlight is still learning about friendship, like learning to control her anger, like learning to be nice to other people, and learning to be more mature. And I gotta say, like, I feel like Kelly Sheridan does a great job voice acting as Starlight Glimmer and giving her a cute voice. And that moment in All Bottled Up where Starlight Glimmer literally blows up in front of Trixie's face is just shocking. Like, I do feel Starlight's pain. I understand the stuff she's going through, and I feel like I see myself in her hooves. Because again, when I watched My Little Pony for the first time, I was like, you know what? I want to be more mature like Starlight Glimmer. I want to make better decisions in my life like Starlight. I want to redeem myself like Starlight, so that's why I look up to her so much. And this is why she's inspired me to, like, get through all the tough times. Because, like, she understands the struggles I'm going through. She understands what it's like to be afraid. And she also wants to redeem herself. And, like, for the people who hate Starlight Glimmer just because she's so scared all the time and, like, dude, like, Starlight has learned to be more mature. Like, do you really think that she's that bad just because she's always good at everything? And, like, look, if you don't like Starlight that much, I respect your opinion. But I feel like Starlight Glimmer deserves more love. That's just me. And, like, if it wasn't for Starlight Glimmer, do you think I'd be where I am today? No, I'd probably still, like, have anxiety and, like, I'd probably still, like, act out and get into a lot of trouble sometimes, even as an adult. And I'd probably, like, never, like, get to where I am today. Like, I'd probably still, like, be in a mental state. So, like, whenever, like, I'm upset or something, like, I always think of Starlight Glimmer and the tough times she's gone through and, like, how much she's, like, grown to be a better person. Because I want to be like that. I want to be a better person, you know? And don't get me wrong, I'm still happy with my life. I'm still happy that I have a roof over my head. But I just, like, I just wish that one day I could, like, get through all the tough times. And that's why I look up to Starlight. But anyways, like, I've gone on long enough about Starlight. I think she's a pretty cute character, and I love this model, along with the other ones. So, let me know what you think of these characters in the comments below. Which one was your favorite? Did you like Starlight, Trixie, Spike, or Discord? Personally, if it wasn't for Starlight, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I wanted to, like, know, which type of cartoon character, like, inspired you to, like, be who you are today and help you get through challenges? I'd be interested to know that. Anyways, we have one more part to this series, and y'all know, like, what's coming up next at the very last end. So I hope you look forward to that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.